So I'm going to do a reading. This is from a book called Awakening Joy. And I actually just printed out some pieces from it, so I can't show it to you, but it's by James Baraz, B-A-R-A-Z. And if you're into or drawn to the more kind of Buddhist aspects of this and want to get into kind of a little bit of Buddhist philosophy and psychology, then I recommend the book. And if you kind of don't want that and want to kind of remain out of something that seems a little bit more spiritual or religious, then just listen to the parts that I'm going to kind of pull out, which I think might be more useful, and we'll move on. So the title is Finding Joy in Difficult Times. When things are going well, it's easy to be joyful. Isn't life wonderful, you might say? I'm so happy. Everything is on track. But as we all know, there's another side to life. How do we cultivate joy and well-being when we're in the midst of pain and suffering? Inclining your mind toward joy does not mean putting on a happy face or denying your feelings or enduring pain with a stiff upper lip. But what does it mean when you're having a hard time? The Buddha says that there is suffering, and essentially that means like stuff happens, right? Life is stressful. Sorry, that was my translation. And it goes on to say, life is stressful and it's often unsatisfactory and unreliable. We've all had some experience of that. Circumstances beyond our control can turn our world upside down in an instant, as we all know. It's not a question of if the hard stuff comes, but when it comes. Suffering and stress are part of the fabric of life. While some of us do have easier lives than others, if each of us lives a normal lifespan, not one of us can escape old age, sickness, and death. Although everyone does suffer, when things go badly, we tend to think there must be some kind of mistake. My friend and teaching colleague, Rodney Smith, ran a hospice in Seattle for many years. He tells the story of a 97-year-old woman who, upon finding out that she had a terminal condition, began crying, "Why me? This is terrible. I can't believe this is happening. It's so unfair." And I have another friend, Abaya, in contrast, who was in her mid-40s when she found out that she had a brain tumor and would die. And she responded by writing in the note that announced this news to her friends, "My heart is full today with all the love I am receiving. I want to send back this love and gratefulness to all of you. Please be happy and feel all the wonders of life." What a difference in response between two people facing a similar challenge. Clearly, one of them was happier despite what she was experiencing. We do have a choice as to how we deal with our suffering. You can try to avoid it and live in denial. You can resent it and grow bitter. You can simply endure it and resign yourself to bad luck and negative energy. Or you can discover that there's another way, one that opens you to wisdom, the wisdom of life itself. Our life circumstances change all the time. To a great degree, how much of that is determined not by what is happening, but how we respond to it. Sometimes we're in the flow, other times we're stuck in the mud. The 8th century India scholar and philosopher Shantideva wrote, "If there is a remedy when trouble strikes, what reason is there for despondency? And if there is no help for it, what use is there in being sad?" It's a tough one, but a good one. This is simple and practical advice, and it's useful now, even as it was thousands of years ago. And it's a good platform for forming a healthy relationship with the challenges in our life. The last step in awakening joy shows us that by being open to what's there, that what's coming up in your life, rather than resisting it, you can learn to let the pain of life's inevitable challenges move through you rather than get stuck in you. You also create the conditions that allow you to be open to more joy. I submit to you that mindfulness is the primary tool that I am suggesting. Mindfulness can ease what we're going through in hard times, and it releases us from mental states that cause further suffering. When things are going well, doing practices like mindfulness may be fun and even easy, but it's when we're facing challenges that we need them the most. I'm not suggesting that you pretend you're not hurting, but finding moments of well-being during a hard time will make all the difference. And so the two things that I just want to pull from there that I will offer to you is maybe chew on it, or maybe it resonates with you, is, you know, there are a lot of choices that have been taken away from us right now, but we do still have a little bit of choice in what we attend to, what we prioritize, what we decide to give attention to. And so that's something for us to kind of chew on. Like every day as it goes by, there are lots of hard things, and some of us have more hard things than others. But can we also look at the neutral things and the good things as a way to kind of keep us bolstered in navigating this difficult time? And number two is, can we use mindfulness, right? I think that this is a tool. I think it's a really effective and accessible and affordable tool that we can use to navigate these difficulties. So with that, let's start our first meditation practice, our focusing exercise. And I see that there are like a couple of new faces, so I'm just going to say briefly, but you'll see me do it. This practice is essentially just naming the things that are bothering us, that are creating dis-ease in our bodies, that are making us upset or sad or agitated. And we're not trying to fix them or do anything different with them. We are just going to name them. Okay, so I will go first, and then I will give us some time for you guys to go after me. So I'm aware of feeling a sense of sadness and missing friends and relatives that we were supposed to be with during this time. I feel a restlessness about wanting this to be over, wondering when it will be over. I feel sadness for my friends who are grieving loved ones. I feel tremendous compassion for those on the front line. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do this for yourselves. Just take a couple more seconds. Okay, and I'm going to invite you guys to kind of settle in for our longer meditation practice now. As always, you're welcome to get comfy and go horizontal if that is what you're inclined towards. Otherwise, it's fine to just be seated up and have a restful position, but a relaxed one, and maybe just keep your gaze downward during this time. So I'll just first start by inviting you to connect with just an intention in our final for a short-term meditation together. I'm really aware of wanting to kind of feel this sense of community that we've built over the last weeks, and be extra mindful about kind of dropping into a quiet space for myself. But maybe there's something else that's calling you. So just take a minute to kind of name something. First, just kind of get a sense of your breathing and just notice what it's doing naturally. And if you can, just lengthen your breath. So if it feels accessible, I just ask you to kind of deepen the in-breath and slow down that exhale. And as we're getting settled here, you even could play around with allowing that exhale to come through your mouth. So it'll allow you to get just a little more tactile awareness of breath on your lips as a way to come into presence. And as we step deeper into this moment, maybe even start to just become aware of your surroundings in a slightly deeper way. So, really listening to the silence and really noticing what that's like. As you breathe in, just imagine that this is a fully compassionate and restorative breath that comes into your body. And as you breathe out, you let go of anything that does not need to stay. Your worry about your family or your children or your friends, your sadness, your panic about not getting work done or not having enough work, your longing to be with friends and family. It can just leave on this out breath. And the in breath kind of provides you back with that just vital oxygen, but also strength and love and resolve. And as we settle in together, just bring a little attention to your head. And imagine in your mind's eye that you can kind of trace the outline of your head. And as you do, every cell, every muscle, every tendon, every bone can just drop into a quieter state. And as you bring some more awareness right into your forehead area, just notice if you kind of are aware of any colors as your eyes are closed. Some people notice colors as their eyes are closed. Just be curious about that if so. If that's not naturally coming to you, just imagine there's a beautiful purple velvety color circling your head. And it's soothing and it's nourishing and it literally quiets down the thoughts in your mind. And on that note, if you find your mind active, if you're thinking, it's okay. Just name that for what it is. Go, okay, there's my thinking mind. And see if you can come back to whatever feels most accessible to you, whether it's sounds, the sound of my voice, the sound of something in your house or your body or your breath. And I want you to actively just drop your shoulders down. And if you feel the need to actually bring them up one time to just more so drop them down after, please do so. And let all of those muscles in your neck just melt. We hold so much tension here. And imagine slowly, slowly, each molecule is just melting. It's melting off the stress and the worry, the unnecessary energy that we're holding. It can leave. We don't need it. Making sure the breath is deep and fully expanding the lungs. And ideally, you would even notice that your belly expands on your inhale. And then there's a contraction on the exhale. If you like, you can place your hand on your belly to notice that rising and falling as a way to get really present. And bring your attention into the chest area where our hearts are. And I just want you to bring an image of something, someone, some animal that you just adore. And let the fullness of their image just kind of take over you so you can allow yourself to feel the full warmth of that and take it in. See what it's like. I might even invite you to just ever so slightly smile and watch what that does to your body when you do that, what kind of message it sends. Just holding that warmth and love and care as you hold that image for just a second longer. And breathe in deeply and fully, and exhale deeply through the mouth. Again, breathing in deeply and exhaling through the mouth. Maybe just imagine that love, maybe you even see it as like a red color now, just kind of diffuses out through your arms and your fingers and your belly and your head, your legs and your feet. Just totally covers and encapsulates you. And then just taking a moment to kind of intentionally soften in the pelvis. Do one more wave of kind of allowing the heaviness of your body to take over. Letting that wave of relaxation go down the legs and all the way into the feet. And if there's any tension point, see if you can intentionally relax it. So, if your brow is furrowed, or if your jaw is clenched, or if your right buttock is tight, just here's a moment to say, okay, let's relax. One more invitation to relax, soften. Feel your sense of groundedness to this earth. Allow the sustaining, supportive, restorative care of your breath to nourish you. And feel the strength of all of us together. Now I'll move us into our loving kindness phrases. You can just listen, or you can actually say them out loud, or you can say them internally after you hear me say them. We always start, well, I do, there's many ways to do it, wishes for yourself, and then wishes for others. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I stay safe. May I stay healthy. May I accept this moment as it is. And one more time. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be safe. May I stay healthy. And may I accept this moment as it is. Now, the second wave of the practice is to send these wishes to all people, all beings, all sentient beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings stay safe. May all beings stay healthy. May all beings accept this moment as it is. May all those who are sick find wellness soon. And may all those who are mourning find ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings stay safe. May all beings stay healthy. May all beings accept this moment as it is. May those who are sick find wellness soon. And may those who are mourning find ease. I'm so grateful to all of you, and I really wish you well from the bottom of my heart. Have a lovely night.